Okay, so we have just like Suresh, you are there. Like then we have few folks from Canonical, right? So let's take the first SD core. Okay, um, there's no development effort done this week, but we do have like maybe 5 to 6 open PRs from the Canonical team. Uh, we did merge PCF today. There were few comments and those comments were addressed and then PCF code is merged. Okay, this was about, if I'm not wrong, it was about the QoS change in the device group. This was reported way back few months in the SMF and that's now fixed. Fix was in the PCF. Now the next few open PRs we have is one from web console for the static file serving. This helps into having some UI, canonical specific UI. And at the same time, it gives the flexibility for other teams to have their own UI if possible, if they need, right? So there, I'm just listing out the various things wherever I'm aware about. SMF, we have this PCF stack, moving to Go PFCP. This is open. Is this still the draft PR or that's final one ready for review? Last time I saw it was draft. Do you know, like, Gulemi, do you know, like, if it's is it open for review? This PCF stack change to Go PFCP? Okay, it seems you are on mute. Then we have AMF changes for AMF without MongoDB. I think last time what I had reviewed, it was good. There was one comment left. I need to see if that comment is addressed. AMF, SMF, PCF, and I do see there was some change on the AUSF as well, right? So these are the various outstanding pull requests are there on the from the canonical team. Okay. And I did see that Gabriel merged a lot of dependabot PRs were merged yesterday. It's once in a week activity now, and it typically happens on the Monday, and that's what Gabriel has done it. Okay. So Suresh, you have anything from the UPF? I did see a couple of message exchange on the Slack.
Yeah, and on the UPF for with respect to the Slack, basically Shankar was reporting the downlink traffic issues, but we had a debug session, but it looks like he had some issues on the RAN side. We can see the packets are received at the pipeline, it's sent out, and I have asked him to check on the RAN side whether the IPEF why it is not receiving the packets. The next one is he was using AAB. So I asked him to upgrade to ANRAM so that most of the things now automatically taken care that one. So I'm just waiting for his response with respect to the particular issue, the GRO. I was looking at that issue in the last week. So basically, why we are seeing this GRO, we need to enable on the downlink to improve the performance. Basically, when we are enabling the GRO, the packets are reassembled, but the checksum is not properly updated. That's how the GRO is works. So the application need to take care it accordingly. I think unfortunately now in the UPF pipeline, I can see once the GRO enabled, since the checksum is not calculated, he is dropping at the checksum module. So that is the reason we do see this very low throughput when we are enabling the GRO. So I
So,
am
so
doing
just to catch up, correct the notes. So, are you recommending that use GRO, or if we
no
are using GRO?
at this moment. Yeah, no. We should disable GRO in order to get the good performance with the current version of the UPF.
Okay, and is that something that means and what is it default enable?
By default, it will be enabled in most of the NIC and the interfaces.
and then you propose that we should disable it, and what
Yeah,
point in time
I'm
we will
doing
enable
couple of
it?
I'm doing couple of experiment. The reason is you can do disable this on the bare metal on the PF device only. So if we are using it on the some other systems, VMs or any virtual devices, so then it will be kind of a bit challenging. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to run couple of experiments to whether we can address this on the pipeline itself. Like if the user wants to enable GRO, how we can handle this in the checksum module, whether we can just based on if the GRO is reassembled, if we know that particular packet is GRO handled, whether we can just ignore that or what we can do. So I myself just trying to understand this behavior, how does this happening. So probably based on that I will come up with the solution what we can do.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive now that we need to disable it to get better performance. But as Suresh mentioned, there are probably some issues the way packet are handled in the base
Yes.
layer, right?
So it's up to the application to handle it smartly. And let's see how whether is there any marking the application can know. Okay, this is the GRO reassembled packet or something like that. Then probably he can just ignore the checksum. Or we need to see how seamlessly we can handle and what is the correct way to do this.
Okay. I see some chat messages.
And with respect to the PR, I think the UPF also one of the PR for using the all cores. I think Mark raised something, so it was pending. So we need to basically when before Gabriel went on vacation, we discussed about that. But we need to run couple of experiments before
Okay,
merging.
okay, okay. Anything else on the UPF, Suresh?
No, not at the moment.
Any other like development effort your team is doing?
And mostly, whatever the Gabriel updated basically on the upgrading the 3GPP version. So and that one,
Okay,
then we were working on couple of the open issues basically, like we were not able to delete the simulated sessions and other stuff. There are some kind of issues raised in the UPF. So we were working in parallel, but at the moment my focus is on the performance, the TCP, the GRO thing. So.
okay, cool. Okay, okay. Um, I see like Gulemi, you were dropped because of some internet issues. So I was just catching up this. I have reviewed most of the things, but you wanted to add anything? This is much for sure. Web console, there are many more PRs. I think the first one, if I'm not wrong, if once we merge the first one, then there are incremental versions. Right? So do you want to add anything? You want to merge them in specific order so I can give more priority to those PRs? I'm not sure if you can hear me, but others can hear me.
Yes, you can hear.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think Gulami dropped the message, but it seems he still cannot hear me. Okay.
Independent, so you don't hear me.
Oh, okay. No, no, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, my point here was I don't have a strong opinion related to the order in which those are merged, in the sense that they're
Okay.
pretty independent. So yeah, just for summarizing, like there's a couple of changes that we're doing here. Some are quality improvements. Some are more features. For example, there some NRF response caching was not properly implemented in a bunch of network functions. We've gone through that. There's also the in Web UI, we are adding the possibility of adding a front end to Web UI, though we're not like at Canonical, we have our own version of the front end, and we're not pushing our branding or anything on the project. All we're doing is adding the ability to copy your static files over when you build it. So which we're doing in Web UI. I'm also working on the Go PFCP change, which will make it so that both the SMF and the UPF use the same library for building their PFCP binary packets, which are being sent over UDP.
So one follow-up question here on the like Canonical use the base UPF or you use different UPF?
Right now we use the same UPF as
Okay.
like it's the OMEC UPF. That being said, we've also tested compatibility with the eUPF, which is based on eBPF. It's also something we're interested in the longer run. However, right now they're not compatible because the SMF is implementing something from release 15 related to PFCP communication between SMF and UPF. I don't remember the details here, but yeah, there's something related to that.
But then when you are updating SMF for Go PFCP, given that the base UPF is already using Go PFCP, so it's relatively easy for the UPF to move to the new version?
To the new version of
Go
what?
PFCP. Of Go PFCP.
Yeah. It should be just a matter. Well, in theory, it's just a matter of bumping the Go PFCP version. In practice, there may be something I'm not aware of, but yeah, it should be pretty simple. I mean, changes to 3GPP releases are a bit more complicated than just bumping the Go PFCP packet versions, of course.
Okay. And just to, I think as far as I understand, the UPF adapter is not considered here, is not considered. So in general, I need to work with the Gabriel and others to see what is our plan to upgrade the UPF adapter as well in the Go activity.
I could have done the change. The reason I didn't do it is that we don't use it, and I have no way of testing whether my change worked. So I'm somewhat worried about breaking something and not knowing that I broke it.
Okay, but if somebody else wants to take it up, maybe you will be able to help us in terms of if there is okay, because it's not difficult as such, but yeah.
Yeah, and once we're done with the rest of the code, knowing what needs to be done in the UPF adapter should be quite straightforward.
Okay. Anybody has anything on the SD core side? Okay. I don't see Wujong or anyone from the SD-RAN. Is there? I don't see. So I can just say SD-RAN. No. Christian, as I'm assuming that you don't have any update on the SD-RAN as of now. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay. Then I don't see anybody from the QA or validation team. Not sure, like maybe they thought that meeting is not there. Okay, no representative. Okay. Did I don't know how many of you were there last week, but Timon did provide some update on the RIC evaluation, and he had shared this document, and you can see that it's shared as a part of last week's. There's a link. Try to access it. There is some work identified, like how we want to evaluate the various RIC software available. And it seems that this work will be given to Remedio, I believe, Remedio or something. Yeah, they will be doing this evaluation of the 3 RICs, 3 or 4, 1 to 3 RIC, and provide some report to Timon/Larry and to take further things, further actions. Right? I'm not sure about the whole thing, but I have gone through this once. It's like probably you can go over it, and if you have any comment, please feel free to add it. Right? So that's one of the AR and for people who are interested in the RAN project, right? To go over it. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, we are working towards getting the 3GPP spec upgraded. Currently, we have shared we have the notes from our previous study how to do the open API spec upgrade. So we shall be doing it, and this tentative plan is to get that done by end of this quarter, which is end of September. We should have the updated open API as well as SBI interface should be pointing to release 18. That's the current plan. That's basically work in progress. Anybody has anything to discuss? Anything? Okay. If not, probably we can conclude it early, and let's help Canonical team getting the PR reviewed and get them much faster. So there's a good set of features which are coming in into the SD core. Right. I would say thank you for all the contributions. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.